Welcome to Homesroom. Just like Homeroom, we start off our day getting together with our homies, swapping stories, even a little kiss and tell action. This podcast contains language not suitable for younger listeners, topics about sex and mental health. Discretion is advised. Our views are our own. Let class begin. What's up, Caitlin? How are you?
Hey, Matt. I'm doing well. Last episode I talked about Sleep Token. I've since purchased more Sleep Token shirts, so I am repping 100%. I've got another one that I literally have folded on my dresser to wear to work tomorrow. Sleep Token fandom persists.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you did say that. I'm also glad that you didn't spill the beans for once when we have a guest. The first thing you say is almost always, I'm so happy because we have such and such here. You didn't do that this time, so I'm so proud. Growth as a podcaster. I'm giving you that like heart hands. But we do have a guest. Do you want to fill our group in? And who's our guest today, buddy?
100%. Homies, we are once again doing the Boss Babe series. This is the third time that we are having a fun chunk of episodes where we are interviewing our wonderful boss babes. Today is a returning guest, Alyssa with the Pretzelly truck. How are you, Alyssa?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What was it? The second series that we did with Boss Babes was the first time that you were on Homesroom as a guest for the first.
It was the very first one.
The very first one. Oh my goodness. So that was over a year ago at this point. The last time that you were talking to Matt about your truck business, which is your food truck with Pretzelly. I'm so freaking excited to pick your brain about that today. Since the last time you were on, Alyssa, can you give us a little bit of information about how your business has grown and changed since the last time that you got to sit down with our homie Matt?
Oh my goodness, everything. I think like we were just kind of starting out getting like a feel for how the world worked, honestly. Like we were like, a baby horse learning to walk, honestly. Getting the vibe. Last year we had like exponential growth. We did double the sales that we had done our first year. And that was, I call it running it meh amounts. Like we were working, but we weren't like grinding. This year so far, we are on track for just absolute insanity. We built out an entire brand new unit over the winter. So when I was first on, we had like this little pink trailer and she was cute. She was cutesy, and now we have like the most badass ambulance conversion that is on the streets. Genuinely, it is the coolest thing ever. Like everyone who sees it is like, oh my god. Some guy stopped me at the gas station and was like, this is like a moving billboard. And I was like, thank you. I'm obsessed. So yeah, our business has dramatically shifted. I have worked more hours already probably this year than I did probably the last 2 years combined. And we've been open for like a month and a half.
Awesome.
So speaking of hours worked, that was one thing I wanted to ask you kind of starting out into the interview. As a business owner, I can't even imagine. Like, I feel like that would be something where you would putting myself in the shoes of a business owner. You, of course, are the subject matter expert here, Alyssa. I always feel guilty whenever I want to rest in general. Do you ever have like work-life boundaries where there are hours of your week that are set aside where you're like, no, I'm not doing this? Or do you feel like you have to constantly be on?
I'm on all the time, but to be entirely fair, I have like raging ADHD. I mean, just truly like raging ADHD. And so if I'm not doing 17 things at once, I feel like I'm failing. And so like, I mean, I have a 9 to 5, my toddler stays home with me, we run the food truck, and we're building a house. So like between all 4 of those things, I'm kind of okay. I'm actually looking at adding 2 or 3 more things to the plate just to keep it like interesting, because like it's getting a little boring. So it's totally normal. I'm fine.
You said toddler. One thing that I wanted to definitely touch on is motherhood and being a business owner.
Yeah, that is.
What is that experience like?
It is super complex and super like amazing at the same time. So I am super lucky that I have a mom and a dad who are willing to help with her. I am like absolutely insanity about who I let watch my child. And the answer is my mom or my dad or my husband. Those are the only 3 people that I let watch my child. I let nobody else watch her. She doesn't go to daycare. She stays home with me. I am super crazy about it just because we live in a really scary world. And so I am absolutely insane about it. And so I'm really lucky to have parents that are always there to kind of help. Like my mom, she works part-time, so she's able to step in and help when I need babysitting because unfortunately, food trucking waits for nobody and business ownership waits for nobody. So like, you have to have help. And so I'm lucky to have that. And then my husband's job has actually been very accommodating as well. So if he needs to get home at an earlier time and just kind of flex his work schedule, he's been able to do that as well. So it's been super great having that support system. And then simultaneously, it's been great to watch her because we started our first food truck when she was 7 or 8 months old. And so she has kind of grown up seeing like mommy owns a pretzel truck. And so if you actually ask her, so she's 3 and change, almost 3.5. And if you ask her what she wants to do when she grows up, she wants to own a pink pretzel truck. And so it's been really fun. Like when we were decking it out, if you've ever seen photos of our truck, if you haven't, you should go look at them. They're adorable. We were looking for things that were super pink, not like salmon. It had to be like bright pink, but we'd be at the store and she'd be like, Mommy, there's pink. And I was like, that's like, it's not like pink. It's like a little pink. And so we had to come up with a term to help her like recognize things. So we have pink in our house. So that is like pink that's in your face, like my shirt, my hair, like pink in your face. And so now if we're out in public, she's like, Mommy, it's pink. That's what we're looking for. And so like, it could be the most irrelevant thing in the world, but like she is on her mission. She knows how to like make pretzels. She likes to help give dips out. So if anyone came to our Lawrence event, she was handing out sodas. I had just had surgery, so she was helping with some of the small stuff. She likes to give people their change. And like if she's ever in the truck and people walk by, look kind of like peek in the window, but they don't stop. She's like, why didn't they want our pretzels? Like she's like real butthurt about it. And so she hollers out, get a pretzel. So she is just the best little salesperson in the entire world. It is great, but it is also superbly hard finding that balance of like, because you have to rely on others for help. And so there's a level of feeling like sometimes guilty about like, hey, hold on, mommy's on the phone call right now. Mommy's trying to book this event. Oh, see you later. But, we tried pretty hard to find the balance. Like she had a dance event last weekend, I think. And so like I had marked that day out on the calendar. That is her day. So I will say that is like the one time I can have a work-life balance. It's like I can sometimes navigate a day for something. But yeah, so fun.
I hope you feel that's honestly a little bit validating for me to hear. There have been several times where I have to constantly like, I have a weird work hours too, where sometimes I'm like, I have to take this work call. Like there's a critical incident, like, or yeah. Hold on, mommy's got to work. But my daughter also kind of echoes those same sentiments too. So like what a testament to having extroverted children and wanting them to follow in their loud mommy's footsteps. Because I definitely can relate. I have a 2-year-old who's turning 3 in October. And then I have a 3-year-old who's turning 4 in July. And she is very much my mini me. She says, no, I'm not a mini Caitlin. I'm a me. Like I'm my own person. So yes, I also think that that's something that I really admire about you and your business model, to be somebody who is so extroverted and outgoing, to be authentically yourself in the aspect of motherhood. That's one thing I think that I embraced fully about motherhood, of like, I'm Caitlin before I hatch a child. I'm going to continue to be Caitlin after. So it kind of seems like that might be something that you have embraced a little bit as well.
Weirdly enough, being a mom is actually the moment that I found who I was. And it's not like I found who I was in being a mom, but like I used to be someone who was super passive. Like I would let people walk all over me. I was just, I don't know. And I know if you know me now at all, anyone who's ever heard, like I am not that way anymore, but like I was seriously the person who like, you want to punch me in the face how many times? Like, how hard do you want to? Like, I was the most passive, most submissive person in the entire world. And then I got pregnant. And like, there's this, I'll tell it really quick because it's hilarious. I was super pregnant. I had a really, really shitty day at work. I worked with truckers at the time, and I was their payroll specialist. So you can go ahead and just kind of imagine how my days went. It was not good. And so I was super pregnant. super bad day at work. And so my husband took me to Target to get a drink and walk around. And like, I'm like pushing the cart and I'm super pregnant. So I'm bent over the cart and I'm like dying, feeling horrible. And this lady was like walking up and she's on the phone with someone and we're walking kind of slow, but there was enough space she could have gone around if she cared to. And she just kind of was like, what is it? And then all of a sudden she goes, hold the fuck on. I have to like walk around this bitch. She's going so fucking slow. And I just turned and I looked at her and I was like, you could have fucking said, excuse me. That's all you had to do. And my husband, cause I had never been like that. Never. And he was like, what the hell just happened? And she chased us around the store because she felt so bad because she felt like she needed to apologize to me. And I was like, I'm not looking for an apology, but like, I'm just saying next time, just say, excuse me. And I would have let you through. That's all I was getting at. And like, I wouldn't accept this apology from her because there was no need to. She just needed to be better. And so I don't know, but from that day forward, from that interaction forward, I like found like my own stance in the world. And then I had my daughter stood up to a couple other people who'd been kind of continually like bulldozing over me. And just from there, I never let it go. And then I dyed my hair and just, it's a new me. It was a new era of me. And then I felt like I had to show her that you can be who you need to be in the world. You can occupy your space. And I have yet to give it up since that moment. So she did something while she was in there. I don't know what she changed. And maybe she's just that spunky because she is, I say that she's sleeping in that room right there. Maybe she was just that spunky from the get-go. And I mean, she was. So I don't know what it was. But she frankly gave me a whole new life. And I couldn't say thank you enough to her for it.
That's really impactful. Honestly, Matt, I hope that's the clip that you post on the Instagram.
I mean, I can hit the mark button right now, and now we know it's there, so we can come back to it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was one thing that Matt and I have been trying to avoid burnout, and that's pause the phone on that one because I definitely want to talk about burnout. Matt does a lot behind the scenes. Can you give him a little bit of a rousing message about posting the clips to Instagram and like putting in the behind the scenes grind? Yeah. How do you avoid burnout with all of that?
Scheduling posts. So like I actually have just got good at that this year. I was horrible at media, like inconsistent posting. Like I post like once a week, like here's our schedule, be there or don't, I don't care. Like it was pretty blunt, but like this year I have made it like an active effort to post every single day. And I'm not gonna lie, Facebook gives me Attagirls for it. I can't lie. It literally is like, you're doing such a good job. And I'm like, thank you. I love praise. I love this. Like this is woo. But like it has significantly like I had made a goal I would like to hit 3,000 Facebook followers because Facebook for us is like the biggest media we can use. I wanted to hit 3,000 Facebook followers. We're sitting at like 2.1 right now, close to 2.2. And that's up from when we started the season at 1.5. And I mean, we started our season 6 weeks ago. So like we've insane growth and then posting on like TikTok every day. I mean, I kind of briefly touched on that. We are super viral right now with almost every video I post getting at least over 10,000 views, which is like nothing. But then we have kind of every third or fourth video, we're hitting 500,000 views and hitting the mark. And I feel so goofy. I feel like I'm annoying everybody and their mommy, but like people like it. It's so, and I mean, I say that as like a chronically online person. I feel like I'm annoying people, but I'm chronically online. So like, and they're not annoying me. So I guess I say, post the video when you're not annoying people, even if you have pink hair and are super obnoxious.
Well, like, so for me, I've run like probably 6 different social media things and I love it. Only thing now is like the way that like the algorithms on things change and they change in opposite ways. So it's like repurposing content kind of gets annoying, but like, no, I genuinely enjoy it. And like, I think you and I specifically, when it comes to like running social media, like I'm constantly in your notifications, I'd imagine, because like that's what it takes is like that those few people that are always in your notifications, keeping those numbers where they need to be, even if it doesn't seem like it's like, oh, whatever, like you posted the thing about the ducks and I was like, Courtney, you need a pink Pretzelly duck for your Jeep. Like that is a thing that you must have.
Which, by the way, can we just take one moment? The Pretzelly truck has the Pretzelly ducks, and that was an incredibly strategic naming convention. It's written down on my sticky note with a little sketch of a duck, actually, because we decked it out with ducks, the ambulance, because we love ducks, and then I was bored and I came up with Pretzelly duck. And so, anyway, yes, no, the people who are on there consistently are absolutely stellar. Like, I just had started posting super randomly on TikTok couple years ago, and then I have a personal account as well, but like I'd been started posting kind of business stuff randomly, and some stuff had done okay. Like one of my older videos has like 250,000 views, but like from there nothing happened. It was just you got the views and that's it, congrats. And so like it would randomly spark back up, but nothing ever came of it. And then the other day I was like, I only ever talk to guys. Why do I only ever talk to, because there's not that many girl food truck owners. Okay, that's why I'm always talking to guys all the time. And so I like posted some video about like, hey, looking for girly friends? Like, I think that's what we call each other. What are we? Girls? Women? Ooh, not that one. I don't like that word. So I'm like, literally, like, it was just super random. And then all of a sudden my comments were flooded with food truck owners from across the country, or like drink owners across the country, like girls that were like, hey, it's me. And from there, like, I was like, okay, well, like, maybe I could make videos just for the girlies. And then they took off. And so the media is super fun, but it is a lot of time consuming for sure. So I get you. And like the people who are on there are helping are angels, frankly, because by the time I'm like done posting my crap for the day, I just need to mindlessly scroll and barely interact with anybody.
Do you have an admin day? Because like Sunday is my admin day where I like prep. I schedule out a week in advance because I don't know what, like, because we post specifically like conversations, what makes sense and is relevant for like the coming week could change based off of like what's popular on, just because it was in the news that week. And it's like, oh, we said this. So if I make those clips 3-4 weeks in advance, by the time they come out, it might be like, oh, I don't know if I like that one as much now because we've talked about this, or because this thing has happened and we have another episode. So like Sundays, I build all the posts out for the next like week and a half, and like I get whatever prompting I need to do for our next week of recording. Do you have an admin day?
No. That would require a lot of structure that I just don't give. So I have one thing that I structure every single day, and that is I go to the gym every single morning, that Monday through Friday. That is the only piece of structure in my life. Well, okay, and then I have ADHD fixation foods, and so I'll eat that for like a month and a half, and then that will no longer be eaten. And then so like outside of that, there's no structure in my routine. I don't believe in it. I wake up whenever, I go to sleep whenever. I just don't like structure.
I'm clapping for you because you were going to the gym consistently when we recorded the first time, and that was your thing then, and it's still your thing. That's pretty awesome.
It's still my thing. It is. I have not given it up. I actually added a gym day. I mean, to be fair, I did in my old trailer have to be able to load and unload a 350-pound generator. So like it was a crucial, important step back then. Now it's just like I look hot, and that's a really good motivation. Like I look stellar. Like for anyone who hasn't seen photos of me when we first started everything, I've lost 100 pounds, and so like there's a huge drastic difference in like that version of me versus this version of me. And so I'm like, I was hot back then too, but I'm much hotter now, and so like it's very motivating, to say the least.
Love it. Good job.
Thank you.
I love it. That's also one thing I've embraced pretty recently. I've been an analyst, wasting away behind a computer screen for the last 10 years almost. And now I'm kind of embracing and trying to embrace a new career change. So that's one thing that I've noticed as well, is my mental health is a lot better now that I'm like doing 1.5 mile runs in my weighted vest and lifting and doing push-ups and stuff, training for a PT test that's coming up. So I really, really love that. You mentioned earlier in our interview that you have ADHD. I also have ADHD. I was diagnosed very late into adulthood, and it was like, for whatever reason, super shocking to me. And then everybody else around me was like, well, yeah, duh. And the first day that I was medicated for it, I was like, what's everybody bitching about? Like, this is how normal people function? Are you kidding me? So can you tell us a little bit about your ADHD journey and what it takes for you to be in your flow? Like, I know I'm like Superwoman. When I'm caffeinated, medicated, and I'm like, I got my to-do list for the day. Let's fucking lock in and get it taken care of. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so similarly, I was diagnosed like a year ago, maybe only 6 or 7 months ago, so super, super, super recently. And similarly, the first day that I took Vyvanse, I called my husband and I was crying and I was like, whoa, it's silent in here. Oh my God, I'm not crazy. Wow, that's fascinating. Because my husband also has raging ADHD, but that was like men, it's like kind of noticeable. Like he fidgets, he does all of the typical things, whereas women, you know, we've been, I don't know, beaten or trained, whatever you want to call it, by the patriarchy to not do those things. So like, you know, our ADHD hits so differently. That like similarly, I will say when I take my meds, because, you know, one of those many things about ADHD is that taking something repeatedly every single day and having a routine is an awful, awful plan. It is, I like to take it like right before my workout because then I'm like zoned in. But I got off my schedule. I had to have emergency surgery. And so I am still not like, I'm better, like I'm physically better, but like I am still not back into the schedule because it took me 4 months to establish for taking my meds. I am still like, I'm 6 weeks out and I'm still just all over the place if I actually take them or not. They sit in my cup holder in my car. It's just, do I have the right drink to take the medicine? Because if I don't have the right drink, it can't go down right. And it's like a whole thing. But I think that that's actually like what makes me thrive in food trucking is that like it's so random. Like I can put on whatever playlist that I'm craving that day. I can eat whatever little snack on my drive to my thing. And like, then it's just like, I've never played The Sims or like played any of those games because my parents were crazy and didn't let that happen. But like, you know, it's kind of like that. You like, you go and you just have fun. Like it's very non-serious work. And so you're just like, I'm cooking, I'm doing chop, I'm here, go eat pretzel. And like, no one's mad at you because you're giving them a pretzel. Like, it's like the best day ever for them. And it's the best day ever for me. And I'm in like all pink zone and it's super fun. Like, it's just great. And like, I don't have to think that hard. And I love it. I love it.
What was your turning point from finally saying, fuck this corporate gig? I'm going to own a food truck.
I haven't done that yet. That's a good question. I just had, I still have, I'm talking to you on my corporate gig computer, at my corporate gig desk with my corporate pretzels in the background that I sit at every day. I actually still have a 9 to 5, obviously. Although they're really testing it lately. Anyway, can't talk about that. I was told to watch what I say on media today in a meeting, actually. So, because I may or may not have posted that I'm going to quit my corporate gig, and my supervisor saw it and is worried that HR saw it too. I don't care. But
you know, I also kind of have I have a weird job where sometimes I can't. There are topics that I can't speak with my full chest on. So I kind of understand having to try to navigate being the corporate version of yourself or the work version of yourself versus authentically presenting who you are. So I respect that a lot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, still there. Haven't officially said middle finger yet. They've been honestly like my 9 to 5 has actually been really flexible. Like I've been able to like for all of our corporate or our catering gigs, I've been able to kind of flex my time. So I need to be gone from this time to this time. Okay, just make up those hours whenever. And like they've been really good about letting me kind of do what I need to do. And so I can give them a lot of credit for that because it is our busy. So my food trucking busy season overlaps with my work busy season, which overlaps with my husband's work busy season. So summer gets interesting for our family. Yeah.
How do you balance it all?
Strategically with a lot of pizza rolls.
They're both ADHD. Remember you said we already established that. That's how.
No, I love that. Oh my gosh. I think my husband's undiagnosed. So to be able to have that like communication with your partners, I know it's something that Matt and I talk a lot. And honestly, something that I really admire about the way that he and Courtney, because we've been recording episodes, co-hosting together for over 2 years at this point. And just the way that you speak about how you and Courtney communicate with each other, I have to imagine that you and your husband have to be my husband and I. We talked about this recently in an episode. My husband and I we're like this. We're doing this. I'm doing the hand thing again from that prior episode. So to have a supportive partner who can also understand and like put in the work to understand how the ADHD impacts their life and your life, I think that's such a testament to the partner that you chose and got the government involved in, to both of you.
Oh boy, I wish. No, we're 100%. Whatever that hand thing is, I relate. That one. Yep, that's us. Yep, that one. We have very different versions of the ADHD, and a lot like, oh boy, that makes it interesting sometimes. Like I'm the person who's gonna jump to like, I'm gonna jump down your throat. Like if you can't get it right the first, I'm gonna jump down your throat. I am, unfortunately, I know who I am. It's okay. That's me. Like, but really, like it's only him for some reason. It's only him. Pretty much everybody else in my life gets like unlimited amounts of grace, but like him, nope. Like, nope. You must be inside my brain and know what I need from you 15 minutes ago. And if not, I might kill you. All that to say, I love him. It is fun. Like, it gets interesting. Like, it's just hard because, again, it's all of our busy season. So, like, he works at HVAC. And so HVAC has very unpredictable hours. So, like, tonight he was supposed to be home around 5:30 or 6, and he got home at like 7. And you know, I've been home with the toddler all day, and while I love my teeny tiny toddler, I had things I wanted to mentally do that I did not get to do. And so it's one of those like kind of complex things where we have to balance that. And then it's like, okay, well, we have these things we have to get done tonight for the food truck. And then, you know, he's like, well, I have paperwork for work. And I'm like, yeah, and I also have paperwork for my 9 to 5. And then it's kind of just a never ending list. We actually talk all the time about how like free time sounds really nice, but every time we've ever been presented with free time, I did in fact find a project. So I don't know that I like free time. I like the concept.
Concepts of free time. We have idea of concepts of free time.
Yeah, because we could have had like a ton of free time over the winter, and then I said, but I actually want to build out a brand new unit. Not in a trailer either. I don't want a trailer. I want an ambulance. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we had to learn a whole new system on how to build an ambulance out. And so, yeah, we got to learn that. And that was where our free time went. There were some days where, like, you know, it's Kansas. It was like negative 20 or 30 degrees. So those days we did, in fact, sit on the couch and binge watch 911 and what's the other show? One Tree Hill, because I make my husband watch girly shows with me.
I love that. Oh, my goodness. Matt, I wanted to specifically ask you, since the last time you've interviewed Alyssa, what is something about her personally or about her and her business that you've noticed grow and change from then to now that you haven't had the opportunity to tell her?
The irony is, like, again, I stay in her notifications, so like every time she did something, I was like, fuck yeah, that's awesome, oh, I love it, you know. I tried to like, or I shared it because it was just like, yeah, this is awesome. But like the ambulance build out, and like the fact that you documented like so many steps, and you didn't have to do that, but you saw an opportunity to use that as content to keep yourself relevant, even though you weren't in season to be selling pretzels. That takes a dedication to what you're doing. And like, to me, it's just, I love the dedication to a thing's success. So like, discipline is doing it when you don't want to, and like very much the discipline that you were showing, because not only were you in, like, you know, Kansas in the winter trying to do this, and I'm sure that was miserable at times, but also you were using it as content. And like, as it came together, like there was one where it was like everything was in aluminum, and I don't know why, but that one just like visually stuck with me so much, and I was like, I cannot wait to see this fucking thing done, because like that just looks so good. And what, even if all of the aluminum is painted pink, because it's that by nature the shape of aluminum, it's just going to look really, really good, and it's going to pop, and I can't wait to see this thing. So I think that your discipline and dedication.
Thank you. It wasn't just me. There were days like, you know, again, we have a toddler, so sometimes like Jake, my husband, had to go do things, or my dad had to help and like do some stuff, and they got trained to set a camera up and film themselves. I was like, you guys, here's where I keep the thing. And like they do a pretty good job. Like the other day I told my husband, we're building a house, and like film that thing or whatever, and he went to the store and he thought I wanted him to film like at Home Depot, so he was like trying to set his phone up at Home Depot so he could film, because I do it, like I film clips of us shopping and stuff, and he's like, here's what I got. And I was like, not exactly what I meant, but honestly, I am so here for the dedication to the craft, dude. I'm so excited that you were like, I think this is what she wants. I love it. I was like, yes, thank you so much. So not exactly what I needed, but thriving anyway. So thank you.
B-roll.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I was like, I'm so glad that you were so in. Like sometimes they give me crap because again, like we're at, Dylan's and I'm setting my phone up, like filming myself pushing a cart, and you're like, I feel incredibly goofy, but so there's a little bit of that, but simultaneously, like if I call him, the 700 times a day I do, I'm like, hey, this video has got 10,000 more views. He's like, that's amazing, dude. That's so great. And I'm like, thank you. Like hang up, and like 20 minutes later, I'm like, dude, we have another 1,000 followers. He's like, that's insane, hun. Yep, that's so cool. We were at my brother's birthday dinner, and we were 1 follower away from hitting 2K on Facebook. And everybody at the table is like, who do I know that doesn't already follow? It's like a whole, so again, the dedication to the craft is like, my whole family has tried so hard, and I can only say thank you to everybody for it.
You said the random shopping video, and it just makes me think one of my most viral videos was a loving husband reel, and it was like I had the idea, and I was like, you know what, like guys keep doing this stupid like going and like being overwhelmed by like buying like feminine products, and it's like, I don't understand, make this shit simple. So you know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna like open the cabinet, because what I do to just go shopping when it's not something for me is I look at the friggin' barcode, because they're all unique to the item. So I was like, I'm gonna be like, hey babe, like I need, it's that time of the month, can you pick me up what I need? And then I like made a stupid face, and then I went to the cabinet, opened it up, and was like, I'm gonna film this, and then I'm gonna go to the store and act like I have no idea what I'm doing. But then I remember that I have this video or this picture that I took, and now it's like, oh, I can get the right one. And it's like, I was like, this is the dumbest fucking thing I could ever do, and that one blew up for whatever reason, and I did not expect it at all.
That's how it goes. The first video of mine that went, like, I would call it, I don't know what viral is considered anymore, but I'm gonna call it it's viral to me, okay? Like from my 100 views, anything over 1,000 is viral for me, all right? And I'm fine admitting it, okay? Look, I'm 25, I think that's old. Anyway, I'm gonna call it viral. It's cool to me. It used to be cool to get 10 likes on your Instagram post, so I'm calling it. Was we went shopping at Dylan's, I think it was last week or the week before, because they had the buy 2 get 2 sale on soda, and we were stocking up for Busker Fest. And I was buying 24 packs of soda. That's really not that many. Like, I mean, it's a lot of soda, but like it's not that much. But I had just posted stinky, silly little clips of me like around Dylan's putting soda in, and it hit 250K views within like a day, and the comments went insane. I mean, I told my husband, I'm like, I'm lucky I occupy a smaller body, because I can only imagine what the comments would have been if I was still my larger bodied self. But like, EBT queen, this gives, I spend my husband's check and I don't care. Ew. Have you ever considered drinking water? I mean, like literally, the comments were insane. And like, the thing about me is I actually don't let things go, so I'm responding to every single hate comment. Like, it's actually for a business. Can you read? Or like, I mean, everything you could think. Have you ever tried water? Yeah. Haven't you? Like, I mean, genuinely, anything. I'm just being sassy back because like I have the audacity and fucks. So like, yeah, so again, the things that go viral, and it was literally like a 15-second clip of me buying Coke and Dr. Pepper and Sprite, and like, just, it wasn't that serious. It was never that serious, and that's what like started our whole account virality. Super weird. The internet is weird. I don't know. And it wasn't like, I wasn't even trying for rage bait. Like the goal wasn't rage bait. It wasn't. I'm not a person who would ever post rage bait, albeit maybe now. I don't know. Like, yeah, super weird.
While we're sharing viral videos, I have a very specific niche of content on my TikTok where I serve up slams to nameless and faceless incels on the internet who dare to leave misogyny in my comments. Perhaps the most viral, one of the best performing videos that I've ever posted on the TikTok was, I had a man, his username was Bobbert. I shit you not. I made him a sandwich because he kept leaving comments over and over again on my TikToks of, make me a sandwich, bitch. And I said, well, okay. It was the same week that Jimmy Carter had died. I said, I want to give you props for taking a step away from bereaving your fallen kindergarten classmate, Jimmy Carter, or Carter, not to be confused with Jimmy Carr, who is actually a funny comedian. Anyways, here's Cooking with Caitlin. I made him a sandwich. And it had garlic cloves, screws, a sippy cup, and a side of tampons. And that was a video that I posted that did really well. But I so appreciate this mentality of I have the time and I give no fucks mentality. I have people in real life who I forget follow me on TikTok. So when I'm like yapping away, calling men incels and being like, you like all the things, people in my real life are like, are you sure? Like digital footprint. Are you sure that this is what you want to build a platform around? Like this, that, whatever. Have you had a real life encounter with somebody that you know that like
Today,
was kind of asking you to shy away from being authentically yourself on the internet?
I mean, my dad thinks I'm ridiculous in the first place. Like, love him, but like he does not get it in the first place. Like he's always been like, be careful, whatever. But he's like a C-level, like he is the old man who you'd imagine be like, you need to be cautious. He hates like when I pierced my nose in high school, he was like, you're gonna ruin your life. And then I got a full sleeve of arm tattoos, and he's like, oh my god. And then I got a leg sleeve, and he's like, oh my god. And then I have pink hair, and he's like, Jesus, what is going on? Like the running joke is that he didn't hug us enough, which is probably true. But yeah, no, actually today, like in this one-on-one with my manager, she was literally like, you really have to be cautious about what you post on your business page. And I'm like, oh, well, like I just like to remind you that I make 5 times as much on my pretzel truck as I do at this job. So like just a friendly reminder that I actually don't give a shit. And I was like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like you're great, love you. Don't care enough. So you can try to like tell me to cut it out, and the answer is no. Just full stop. I won't be doing that. Thanks for the offer. Fire me first. Like, so yeah, I mean, there's so many people that, I mean, I think some of the ideas my husband thinks are goofy. My dad thinks the whole thing is goofy. And then I have my mom who's like, I saw this TikTok and they like farted in a jar to make money. And I was thinking that you could do like fart glitter bomb or something like that. And like, she's like, since like, you know, I just think it'd be funny. And I was like, you know, Mom, and the text came through at like 11:45 at night, and like from my mother, and I was like, "This is the funniest text that I've ever received from you. I think I will be printing this and framing it for the wall. Thank you for the content idea. I don't think I'll be doing it, but I can really appreciate the testament that you've given tonight." So,
Okay,
yeah,
I think it's time.
That's so random. Yeah,
I just really appreciate. I think that. Personally, I think that women need to be louder. We need to take up more space. I feel really, really personally convicted about that. I really also very much admire Matt. I think some people, and specifically some men, like to say that they support women. They say it, but Matt says it and shows it, specifically why we're doing a 3rd iteration of Boss Babes. Hello. So first of all, we love a supportive king. Thank you, Matt. But Matt kind of slipped up, or not slipped up, but like let me in on Monday. We got done recording an episode, and Matt told me some interesting news that I just wanted to kind of pick your brain about. He said something about.
Hold on, pause before you get there. So you were talking about the like the pink glittery fart. So I don't know how hard it would be to make. Like I'm sure the cutout is somewhere, like the paper cutout, but you just got to get like a pink and like pretzel like sheet of paper, and then a cutter that's like the dicks, and just hand out pink Pretzelly bags of dicks to people that are like, so like, because it's like it's advertising, and then like there you go, and like now everybody's got Pretzelly dicks all over the place. If you want to be a dick, at least be a pink Pretzelly one.
Yeah, we have to, like, I always have to rein myself in sometimes because I am not like a PG person by nature. Like my 3-year-old's one of her favorite words is fuck. So like I just it's just not something that I typically am, but like a lot of the times I have to rein myself back because like a lot of the events we do have to be family friendly, and I'm like, shit, I can't say fuck every 3 seconds. Okay. pay. And like I have to like rethink my words probably every 4 seconds because they're just so much fun. So yeah. We have to be a family friendly brand.
Listen, I curse like a sailor too. Speaking of viral TikToks, one of the best viral video that I've posted yet was I say, honey, dude, when can you start saying bad words? Paying taxes. So it's easier to teach my children that once they start paying income taxes, they can drop as many F-bombs as they want. And they still to this day, my 2-year-old says, did you just say, I said, did you just say a bad word? Oh, paying taxes. Sorry, mommy. And there were so many parents in my comments that were like, I'm stealing this. I'm using this.
That's awesome. See, so she stays home with me, and then we're intending on homeschooling because that whole like I don't let anyone watch my kids thing, that's like real strict. And so with that, like she's gonna be homeschooled, and like my dad's constantly like, she's gotta learn. And I was like, he's like, her teachers aren't gonna like it. And I was like, what teachers? It's me. I'm her teacher, and I love it. Like, try that again. If she's telling me like, fuck, shit, learning to math sucks. I'm like, yeah, shit, math does suck. You're right, dude. But like, gotta know how to count the pretzels. Like, I don't have a better way to explain it to you. Like, she's like, okay, whatever. Like, or like the thing about it is, it's not like she's just using them for fun. Like, she got a hook through her finger because we go fishing, and she's like, fuck. And I'm like, fuck is right. Fucking sucks. Like,
so I am a teacher. Like, literally, that is what I do right now. And I have a kid who will be like, fucking dumbass, because he's mad at you, and like he will use it in the most intelligent way, and like part of me wants to be like, well, the goal here is to make sure you're using your words, and you did use your words, and it was correct, and it was accurate. So I want to say no, but also if I say no, you're going to be encouraged to do it even more. So I'm so conflicted because not only on like, did you use it accurately in the right context for this situation, but also like you expressed your feelings, and that's kind of the goal. I'd rather you do that than like hit somebody or hit me. So like, I don't know what to do, but like, hey, let's use
the book. This booklet here says I'm supposed to tell you that these words are not appropriate in a school setting. However, I'm incredibly proud of you for using your words. And we work on shifting those words to something more appropriate in a school setting. But also, gotcha, you did it. Like,
legit, this is probably wrong of me to say as a teacher, but I just always say, hey, thanks for using your words. I can tell that you're mad. What do you need? I don't even address it because it's like
yes.
It's like, haha.
See, but that's it. That's what they like. I don't know. That's what they need. You know, like we're not supposed to punch kids, like punch people anymore. So like, you know, using our words is the goal. If the words are angry, like I get it. Like when I'm angry, I use those words. I get it. They're good words. Best words. Anyway, like I'm frustrated just doesn't hit as much as fuck you. Like it just doesn't.
So. Sorry, Caitlin, I derailed you. What was your question? You were
No,
getting
you're
ready
totally
to ask
fine.
a question about some spiciness. Is what I said after last week's recording. Is I said Alyssa can be spicy. So like,
yeah. That's
I love it. All right, let me just, Matt, I need you to read the homies into what you told me after we ended up recording. What you specifically told me about the schmoppy cat. Read in our homies.
So this, as this was coming up, I was going to ask Alyssa to do another interview. At the same time, Alyssa reached out to me about if I knew anybody that was a writer, and I was like, I used to, but I think after COVID, like all of them stopped doing it because COVID kind of killed print. So like all of those places like downsized or like started shifting, or people found other things to do because they were stuck. So like I was like, I don't know, and I searched, and then I felt really like awkward, and then I was like, I don't know anybody. And you're like, well, there's a person that was like a copycat, and they did they just did a thing, and I would like to. And I was like, well, do you want to do an interview? And like, I feel weird asking now, but like, do you want to do an interview with us? And like, it'll be both of us. So I told Caitlin, and I was like, yeah, there's a copycat. So like, I definitely want to get her in like as soon as possible so we can get this episode out and do everything. I don't know if she's going to want to talk about it or not, but like, maybe she will, because she can
all the time to everybody.
And Caitlin was like, I really want to ask about it, so I'll have to make sure that it's a thing I can ask about. And here we are, I believe, at the cusp of asking about it.
Hey, so what's up with the copycat? That kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I'm not gonna pretend that I'm the first ever food truck. Let's like just clear the air here. I am not saying that I am unique in that sense. Like there are lots of food trucks. There's a billion taco trucks. I mean, for God's sake, go to Harbor Freight. Like you see them. And I say that because that's extra funny when there's 9 trucks there on the average. Now.
Literally, that's not an exaggeration. We counted when we drove by the other day. There was 9 food trucks in their parking lot. I've never been so happy I didn't work there to have to deal with that circus because it was like the entire parking lot.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. Like, anyway, I know lots of food truck owners who park there, and they're like, "Wow," and I was like, "You're crazy." Full stop. Y'all are nuts. But yeah, so like, I'm not pretending that I'm like that inventive, but I will say that I was the first soft pretzel truck in Kansas. Full stop. That was me. My goal was never to own a soft pretzel truck. That was just a random thing that happened to me. I just kind of fell in love. I wanted a pretzel drive-through. We're here. We have a pretzel food truck. I don't have millions of dollars. I just don't. So that's why we're here. So I started running the truck. Things went really, really well my first year. I mean, we paid off our investment our first year, which in food trucking is like superbly rare. And that was, we put out, I would say, a good product. It was good at the time. It was good to me at the time. I thought I was doing good. I thought I was being great. Second year, we went in, we said, okay, we want to be better, let's do it. We had already paid off, again, the investment into the truck. Second year we went really hard on, okay, we did these bites. Okay, we did real pretzels. People really seemed to like the real pretzels. And then the moment we switched to real pretzels were the bites. I digress. But we put out a way better product the second year. I felt much happier with the second year's product. I learned more. I'm not a baker. I have a business degree. I just enjoy eating. And so this is all came from like my desire to eat pretzels. And so, did some events with, I call him Fuckface. And I heard the disclosure, so I'm going to keep using that nickname because otherwise I'll slip and use his real name. And so Fuckface and I had done a couple events together because he owns another truck, kind of a fleet of trucks, I guess. And so polite conversation. One of the best parts about owning a food truck is that at the end of the day, or kind of in the middle of the day, you would do trades like with other trucks. It's like the best part about owning one. Is you get to try all their food, they get to try your food, it's fun. And so we had gone to this event, not super close to here, 2-hour drive, and I was told it was going to be a huge event. It was not a huge event. It was small, and we had over-prepped and had too much product, and so I was super nice and gave, I think, him and his family like 10 pretzels, because we had too many. Like, I didn't need them. I can only eat so many pretzels. And so they took it, they made a review on our page that they were super happy, they loved it, everything was great. They called us out on their business page, which they have a very large following, so it was like a really cool thing for me. And then we had done another event together, kind of the same thing. We had talked shop together, because it's what you do. And I am chronically nice. It's like, again, don't confuse the pink hair for weakness, but like, I'm super nice. Like, I will be transparent, like, things are great, business is great, and we talked shop, and he had mentioned that he wanted to start another truck of some sort. He was thinking barbecue or something of like, I think, I don't remember. And then this January, we're amping up. We're looking at getting custom boxes made. We're looking at getting all this. Like, we're looking at already going big this year. We had the brand new unit. It was going to be cute. I knew I wanted custom boxes for the pretzels. I wanted custom paper. I wanted the experience to be very strong. And all of a sudden, my mom sent me something on Facebook and was like, do you know about this? And it was an announcement that there was another pretzel truck being started. I was like, cool. I mean, I knew it was coming because people were like, this is brilliant. Like, at some point it was going to come. I've already talked to the OG funnel cake guy, and he was like, it took 5 years for people to start copycatting him, because he's been in the game for 20 years. So like, he said it took 5 years. He goes, I'd get 4 years probably nowadays, because everyone and their mom thinks they can run a food truck. So we had kind of known that like people were going to start popping up, probably offering them on their truck, but not probably be a solely dedicated pretzel truck. But he did. Fuckface did. And so it took me a little bit of digging to find their Facebook page. And then it took me 2 seconds to figure out that I knew him, and I knew him pretty well, like well enough, we'd done some events together, talk shop together. And then it took about 2.5 seconds to figure out that he copied every like aspect of it. Like, when we had met him, we were doing, I call them like mega pretzels. They were like 10 inches tall by like 9 inches wide. They were huge. Like, they were big pretzels. And he was advertising that his pretzels were 10 inches tall and 9 inches wide. Like, it literally, And then one of the things about our pretzels is I don't twist the center because I think it can lead to gooey dough in the center. I don't like it. I'd prefer to make sure. So ours just have like a cross. It's just and a cross. No twist at all. And when he was posting his original photos, he didn't twist the pretzel in the middle, which is, again, like a signature move in everybody else's pretzels except for ours. Like, I've never seen somebody else not twist theirs. One of our big advertising slogans last year was made with lots of butter and even more gluten, because it's funny. And he used like verbatim those slogans in advertising and business. I mean, it was the only thing he didn't take was the color pink. So yeah, it got really interesting in January. I'm a person who has to cry about something before I can get logical. So I did, in fact, cry in the bathtub for 6 hours, and I am allergic to my own tears. So my eyes swelled shut the next day, because that is how my body reacts to crying. It's super fun. And then I freaked out for a while. And then I said, okay, murder, not usually a good option. So should probably find a more constructive path for this. And I did. I put my heart and soul into marketing, into, if you go on our website, you'll see it says Kansas' first soft pretzel food truck. We advertise as the best soft pretzel in Kansas now. These are things that I would never have done, because if I was the only option, well, then like by default, but now there's technically another option. If you see them, I'm a firm believer that a pretzel should be like the color brown, because that's what pretzels should be. I mean, for God's sake, pretzel. His looks like wet toast. It's so gross looking. But yeah, so I used it as a motivator and just went really, really hard on everything. And it's to the point that when I hit his, okay, so I have to I'm trying to think of my words so that I don't give away who this person is. In his territory, there's an app that we use. And I hadn't used this app before because it's kind of specific to his zone. And his zone is only like 40 minutes from us, so it's really not like his, but anyway. There's an app that they had used in their zone, and I decided to reach out to said app because it's for finding food trucks, and be like, I want to be on your app. What is it? How much do I have to pay you? And so I'm now on this app. And then the day that this app and I, Mobile Munch, we love Mobile Munch, so I'll call them out. Mobile Munch is absolutely great. Love them to the end of this earth. My vendetta against this person, against Fuckface, has led me to some amazing relationships with the Mobile Munch. Mm-hmm. Love them. But the day that we launched our collaboration with the Mobile Munch app on our Facebook, and then they launched us on theirs, Fuckface reached out to me and sent me a message. And again, this is like a week before his grand opening, saying like, I just want to let you know, we're not competing against each other. There's a big enough business. This has nothing to do with you. I've been in the industry for 15 years, and I've always wanted to start a pretzel truck. I just felt like the right time. Exactly. Like the right time, right after you ate my pretzels and decided they were good enough and you saw that I was making money. Like, okay. I ignored it because I couldn't come up with a polite response. And I decided that taking the small hit on my response rate on Facebook was worth what it was. So all that to say, we have gone so hard on every aspect of our business to the point that when I went into his territory a couple weeks ago, he sent his uncle to come get pretzels to scope out. And I guess his uncle mentioned something to my dear friends and said like, well, I had to come check out his competition. No, that's not how that works. And then his uncle had the audacity to message me and ask where I got certain pieces of my packaging, because they've always wanted something like that. So yeah, they're scared. I have no better way to put it than like they're terrified of the brand that I'm working on building and like have really solidified this year. He sent his uncle to come scope us out because his uncle owns food trucks too. And so like they are terrified, and there is my very long-winded, sorry, I can literally yap for the entire day about it.
After we record, or like when we're done, you're gonna have to tell me who it actually is, so that I know who not to go to, or who to like make sure.
I'll tell you the whole fleet name. Don't even worry about it. It's really easy because they have one like kind of theme in their name. So it's
okay. Sweet.
I am once again disappointed but not surprised at the audacity of men.
Specifically white balding men. Anyway, irrelevant.
And let's be clear too here. I've been accused, specifically on TikTok, I just talked about my niche, about being a misandrist. I call it selective misandry. I would never, ever say some of these things about my homie Matt here and the other wonderful supportive men in my life. What the hell? You got me absolutely messed up. I like.
Yeah.
Let me just conclude this too. Sorry, my Adderall's wearing off. Can you tell? My brain starts like cranking faster than my mouth can keep up. And I'm also trying to be graceful and choice, like be very specific with my words. Sometimes, homies, what I conclude from our wonderful fucking friend Alyssa and her determination is that sometimes it's okay to be fueled and motivated by fucking spite.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. Always good, actually. Firmly.
I will just say, I think that you have taken all of that in stride. And you're like, oh, you think that this is, you think you fell out of a coconut tree and I'm just going to take this fucking falling down? Like, yeah. Oh, no.
I think that he confused my kindness last year as like weakness. I put on a persona in the truck that maybe is a little ditzy, maybe a little bit, because maybe a little bit that gives me tips from some people, and I may or may not enjoy my tips because they fund things in my life. And so like the persona, it's actually kind of fun. I was a theater kid in high school. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun to go in, pretend I know nothing, and like, oh, like it's really fun. It's totally fun to like not have to be cognizant for like 4 hours. And like the pink hair and the sleeve tattoos, I think people mistake that for like a whole weakness thing. I mean, my tattoos aren't like badass tattoos. They're like, I have a cow and like Cusco's poison and an axolotl. Like, it's not like, this is not a badass tattoo sleeve. This is just ADHD tattoos.
Those are badass. What do you mean?
I was bored and I had money and like, it's a bad idea. But like, you know, I think he mistook that. And I think, I don't think he realized, like, I am incredibly strategic in every decision I have ever made in my entire life. I did not just go online and buy the first boxes I found. I talked to 34 different vendors to produce boxes across 4 different countries. You know, the ambulance bill, that was our 6th unit that we toured and like looked at. I am incredibly thorough when it needs to be done. And like, I have never taken one piece of grain in my life lightly. And having competition, while I still hate him and I hope he fails. So originally, I'll tell you this. Originally, my goal for this season, my 3rd season, was to hit 6 figures in gross sales. And then found out about him because this was all like, again, I'm finding out about this on like January 10th. So I've already made my like resolution list. It's already posted on the wall or whatever. And I had to take it down because my new resolution was that he failed so hard this year, he offered to sell me his trailer. That was like and it's not because I want his trailer. It's fugly as shit. But like, I just wanted I wanted him to offer it and me be like, no. That's the new goal for the year. And I will say, like, sending his uncle and like trying to send me messages like, where did you get these from? Like, that's so cool. Like, we love it. You know, I can sense the fear. They've also like, I'm going to try and pick my words so that I don't get other people in trouble. They have reached out to other people that I've been in contact with for various projects that I work on with my business, and have been like, well, like, how much is she paying you for these projects? Like, how much is she paying you to do these extra things for her? Like, and my contacts are like that's not really like your business. So like, but anyone who's reaching out to people like that you're working with, they're scared. Like, there's no better way to put it. They're scared. They know that something is wrong in their end. Like, they're like, oh, they're doing something that I'm not, and that's not good for them. So yeah, they're terrified. And like, if you're watching this, yeah, be because if murder wasn't illegal, I promise you'd be dead. Like, just wholeheartedly. What is that movie? What is it? The one where things are legal for like 20. I've never seen it.
Purge. Oh, the Purge.
Yeah, that one. If it's everything, like, you've got a long list for you. You better have a bunker. Like, I have people who ride or die for me, and you're out. Like, anyway, you can keep that or cut that. Pick your poison. I don't know how your thing works.
Oh no, I love it. Are you kidding me? I think it's a testament to how genuine you are and how true to yourself that you're being, that you're also creating this community. You're creating these relationships with people that have your best interest and want to see you succeed. I will tell you the same thing that I always tell all of my entrepreneur friends. Like, you are putting in the work. The success is inevitable. Like, it's not a matter of if It's a matter of when.
Yeah.
And holy cow, the growth that you have, the dedication to your brands, to this business, the growth. If there was one thing that you could say to the past version of you that did your first interview with Matt, what would it be?
It's gonna work out. Like, because I remember sitting and like interviewing and I was like, wow, I feel kind of like a fraud. Like, I just opened this thing. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm trying, I'm doing my best. Like, you know, Matt and I met in some really interesting circumstances. Like, Harbor Freight had made some interesting choices, and like, it is what it is now. But all that to say, like, I was still like, you know, trying to get my feet under me. I was trying to figure it all out. But like, if I just wish I would have known, like, it's okay. I had my parents, like my mom supported the idea. My dad was like, this is crazy. My husband at first was like, this is insane. And so I would just tell me like, it'll all work out. Like, it's worth the work. It'll work itself out. Like, people who tried us our first year who may not have been a big fan, like they came back, they've tried us again, and they're like, oh my God, like this is exponentially, like your growth is insane. Like, again, I was putting out what I thought was a good product back in two years ago, but like, even this year we made one small tweak to our recipe that, I mean, it took it from, I would say, one of the better soft pretzels to genuinely, I don't have a better way to put this, and I'm not going to be humble about it, the best soft pretzel you'll ever have. Like, that wholeheartedly, like, I go out of my way to try places that have handmade soft pretzels because I may or may not like to eat pretzels. And so, you know, I go out of my way, and I have yet to have a better soft pretzel than the one that I produce. So again, I mean, I went from putting out what I would say was like probably the Annie Ann's quality pretzel to like genuinely, I don't think you will ever have a better soft pretzel unless maybe your mom puts literal meth in it or something. I don't know. Yeah. So again, just it works out is really what it comes down to.
And Matt, that's what she said.
That is what she said. Before we wrap it up, I do want to say, like, one thing that I'm really good at, and I don't know why I'm really good at it, it's like the weirdest thing, is like seeing people that need that like little bit of like, I see you, keep it up. Like like you just need that little bit of like, hey, somebody notices, that's beyond like your immediate circle. And I don't know why I fall into that like category so often with people, but like legit, I remember specifically being like, this is a really good fucking idea, and you were ballsy as fuck and was like, I'm gonna go adjacent to this thing because I might die if I don't, so I'm still gonna set up just over here. And like, there was still a line, people still showed up, and you didn't take any setback or any, you know, like I remember we talked about how you made a bunch of pretzels and then you were like, oh, we're never making that many pretzels prior again, because it like that didn't work, and you took setbacks and you learned from them. You didn't, you know, just like cave under it. And, you know, a copycat, you know, fuckface can do what they're doing, and it doesn't stop you as the like tenacious person that you are, because that's who you are. And that's the part of it that like I saw and I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, I think I needed this tonight, y'all. I cried earlier today, and I think I'm gonna cry after this too. I think it'd just be a really good relieving cry, you know? I think I needed this again. So like,
I say that after probably every episode that we record. I'm like, I really just love doing this. Like, I needed this, Matt. Thanks.
that's amazing. I love it. Also, I love yapping, so frankly, this is like my bread and butter. Like, oh, God, I love this.
There you go. The Pretzelly podcast is next.
Oh, dude, don't get me ideas. I have no time on my hands. I'm spending all night editing videos, trying to get things out, trying to find this, trying to do that, trying to book events, trying to make sure fuckface doesn't go into my big events that I really like, my big events. And so, like, I just have so much, like, I have no time, and yet simultaneously I'm like, I may or may not have started touring brick and mortar locations this week. I have an absolute, I have a problem. It is, I have been told that I can't do it until probably next year. So like, if a brick and mortar Pretzelly is coming, it will be next year, because I've been told that I'm not allowed to bite off any more projects yet. Probably for my own good. Yay. But I don't believe in my own good. So.
and ambitious, folks. There you go. So Caitlin, do you have anything else? What you got?
I just want to say, what a way to kick off Boss Babes for the third time. Holy shit, Alyssa, you are very impressive. I am so glad that you came back, circled back. got to hang out with me this time, revisit a conversation with Matt. Again, you're putting in the work. The success is inevitable.
No, I love it. Thank you for having me back. I really appreciate it. I felt kind of awkward. I was like, is he just offering to interview me again because he couldn't find some, like, kind of opposite from what you were feeling. I was like, is he like, oh God, not her again. Okay. I mean, fine. I'll pity interview her because she's looking for something. I was like, okay. Yeah. I'm like so excited, but also, is it a wanted interview or does it just feel so bad for me? Yeah, so it's so fun.
That's hilarious. I legit was like 2 days, because whatever, we talked, and I said, I think I'm going to try and reach out to Pretzelly Truck again. And then the next day or the day after is when you messaged me, and I was like, well, now this is awkward. And I remember sitting and talking to my wife, I don't know when I asked this because now I feel like I can't deliver. So I feel like a dick being like, I couldn't do that for you, but will you do this for me? So I was like, oh, this is terrible. So
let's just reiterate real quick. Never ever, of all of the people you will ever speak with, never ever anxiety yourself up to say something to me. It's a conversation I have to have with my dear friends at the Mobile Munch a lot. I love them so dearly, and they're like, well, and I'm like, just dude, chill. I am not I run a business, but I am not the C-level business executive. I am stopping myself from saying, dude, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to cater your wedding every now. I am trying to rein myself in. So don't ever be hi, dude, I feel so bad for people when they reach out to me and I'm so just nonchalant comparatively. I just feel oh yeah, hold on, rein it in. I'm supposed to be important here. Hold on, let's try this again. But no, not me. That's not in my MO. So don't ever feel I felt bad reaching out to you. I was like, hey, you just happened to feel the right contact for this. I was you just happened to feel the right. Yeah. So I felt so bad harassing you on a random day. But so everything works out. Say the WIBW is what I think it's called. Whatever it is, Foodie Fridays. They reached out today. They did not reach out to Fuckface. And that is a much larger news segment because I will be actively on television showing off my pretzels. So catch me if you see me in the store sometime in the next month. I am, in fact, looking for the perfect pink dress, and I will not rest until I've located it. So, yeah.
Well, with that, thank you for, hopping on here. Glad it worked out that we got a slot to interview you, and Caitlin got to ask some questions because she was like, oh my gosh, I got so many good questions. I'm super excited about this episode. So
no, thank you for having me. And Caitlin, if you need a girlfriend, I have no friends, so I'm actually here's my phone number, sliding it digitally across the screen.
Same.
It's already TikTok official, so
yeah. I stopped moving out of the way, kind of to go to your TikTok point, I stopped moving out of the way when, men walk at you. I don't know if you know, but, men never move. I stopped doing that, especially at the gym, and, it's amazing how many shoulders I've checked. And it's, a weirdly empowering feeling. All that to say, I may love you, so here's my phone number, and let's chat.
Let's do it.
On that note, thanks. Bye. The bell is about to ring. If you want to drop us a voice message or simply ask a question, you can do that by clicking the link in the show notes below. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review. It helps more people find us. Theme music by Kinsey. More music available on Spotify. Remember, every day is a class. Go learn something.